their time, the board members and staff and others in the school system, to do the right thing for our children. Thank you for every single one. Thank you for the parents who labor every day to have those kids ready for us and to support us in our endeavors. We thank you for that blessing. We ask you to bless our nation from the very top to the very least. We know you care so much about the very least. Bless us, stand by, and take care of us as we make decisions that affect so many. Thank you again. Bless us all. In thy Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any of the Bossier Youth Leadership students here tonight? If so, please stand. Item 1.02, approval of the minutes of the regular session of the board for January 19, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Kelly, second by Mr. Bullard. Please vote. Item 1.03, approval of the agenda for the regular session of the board for February 2nd, 2017.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Cheatham, second by Vice President Brotherton. Please vote. Item 2.01, recognition for Women of Bossier City Mentoring Program presented by Jasri Darby, Bossier Commission for Women.
Hello and good evening. I'm Jasri Darby with the Commission for Women of Bossier City, and I'm here to present to you our mentees for the 2016-2017 school year and to give you some insight about our mentoring program. Our mentoring program mission statement is to enrich the educational experience of the high school senior girl, to develop a well-rounded young woman by providing them with the opportunity to experience firsthand the various components involved in managing the legal, political, economic, cultural, and educational areas of the community, to encourage the development of community-minded citizens, and also to create future women leaders and ambassadors of the Bossier City area. Our mentees for the 2016-2017 school year are from Airline High School, Tatiana Collins and Snow Wynn; Benton High School, Rebecca Granthill and Emily Roden; Bossier High School, Michaela Miller and Tamaya Turner; Houghton High School, Mackenzie Dick and Courtney Jackson; Parkway High School, Hannah Rainbow and Marissa Silvertooth; Plain Dealing High School, Gracie Miller and Jamelia Williams; and from Providence Classical Academy, Leela Beavers and Taylor Harville. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Commissioners, will you please stand? Our President, Ms. Meredith Johnson, and the Commissioners, we would like to thank you, Superintendent Smith, and our school board for your continual support in our mentoring program. Thank you.
Item 3.01, report from Administrative Committee meeting from February 2nd, presented by Mr. Kenneth Williams, Chairperson.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Administrative Committee met this afternoon at 5:30 p.m. We had 3 items that required board action. And item 1, by the way, these are brought to us by Forethought Consulting as a result of revisions made by the state legislature. And they are more or less mandatory, but there have been some additions based on the board's concern. Item 1. Item 1 is discussion and action revision of OSHA repairs policies October 2016 as recommended by Forethought, and included purchasing, use of automated external defibrillators. That was brought to us and explained to us by Mrs. Diana so graciously. Also, contracts and compensation, education of students with exception allergies. That was approved, was voted on by the committee members here. The vote was unanimous, and now requires the action from the board.
Motion out of committee. Any discussion? Please vote.
Thank you. Item 2, discussion and action revision of OSHA repair school policies, January 2017, as recommended by Forethought Consulting Incorporated. It included authorized signatures from the board, school admission, student assignment, dangerous weapons, administration of medication, expectant and parenting students, that also received unanimous vote from members of the committee.
It's also a motion out of committee. Any discussion? Please vote.
Finally, item 3 was brought to us by Mr. Ruggio, our chief financial officer, and that included a cash management policy that needed to be adjusted, cost of liability procedure makers in line with federal guidelines and others. That was unanimous out of committee, Mr. President.
It's a motion out of committee. Please vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. That concludes recommendations from the Administrative Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Item 3.02, report from the Transportation Committee meeting February 2nd, 2017, presented by stand-in for the chairman, Mr. Brad Vargas.
That's the Plan B, so yes. Thank you, Mr. President. We met today at 4:30 here at the Closure Institutional Center here, and so we have a couple things on the out of committee that need voted on. First thing is the committee recommends the board approve the purchase of new buses for 2017-2018 school year to be delivered after July 1st, 2017, as presented by Mr. Dan Dickett.
It's a motion out of committee. Any discussion? Please vote.
Second item is the committee recommends the board discontinue the Scion bus routing program and staff research issues with outstanding fees that may be due. This was out of committee, and this was voted unanimously out of committee. Scion system, just a little background, Scion system was not being cost effective or was taking too much time for the department to work on.
Also a motion out of committee. Any discussion? Mr. Newman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I apologize, I was not here for that committee meeting. Was it discussed that there's any clawback provisions that we can get any revenues back that were spent on this program?
Yeah, there was actually there was a bill due of $24,000 that has been researched, and we're not looking to pay for that $24,000 service fee.
All right. Any other savings that we would get back for a program that doesn't fit our needs?
I think the issue is that they were having issues with even with service or contacting. They've been actually in touch with a third party, if I'm not mistaken. I know Mr. Azure contacted them and gave us a report on that, and the only thing that came up was the $24,000 fee.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Bamber, did you have? Mr. Fuller.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm going to be voting in opposition to this recommendation out of committee, and it's based upon the comments that I made to the committee. I'm do not necessarily disagree with moving past Sion. But we spent in total $141,000 with these people. And by Mr. Pickett's own admission, they have not provided the support that we, or he and his people feel is appropriate. I feel like Sion, they were quick to come and sell us on their product. I would like to see them come now and defend their actions and the performance or lack thereof of their product. The committee did not concur, and I respect that, but I just don't want it, I don't want to give the impression I'm saying, no, let's keep Sion. I just believe we have to stand and accept responsibility, and I would just prefer to see that company stand before us and properly take on responsibility for their product, performance, or lack thereof. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Bowie. Mr. Newman?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. Just follow up, and so the understanding and the idea for that would be to bring them back in to not necessarily lay blame, but who is the party to be held responsible? Is it something that we did, or is it something the company did in order to get more money back?
May I respond? I think, and probably Mr. Cheatham said it best, it's going to be a he said, she said.
Sure.
Call it a matter of principle. When I spend $141,000, by golly, I want some explanations. I'm probably beating a dead horse here, and I'll admit it, be the first to admit it. But doggone it, if they haven't been supporting us, why? We're going to spend them. Okay, now they're going to say they're going to forgive this $24,000, which was certainly appropriate. I'd like to see them come back and say, hey, we'll refund 20% of your purchase price, something along those lines. Won't happen, but that's just my old-fashioned way of doing business. By golly, you say you're going to do something, you do it.
Any other discussion, Mr. Amber?
The 24,000 they want to forgive, is that moving from today forward, or the beginning of the school year forward? Is this for past usage of this software? Where's the 24,000 that they want to forgive coming from?
The 24,000 is the annual maintenance agreement, and we are due that payment now for this school year. And so if we cut ties with them now, then we can walk away. It's my understanding they're going to let us walk away from that payment.
From the school year from August to now, we've used it for free?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's correct. That's where we started having problems in this summer. We had some other issues, and I contacted them, told them that we were dissatisfied with what's going on. They hadn't lived up like Mr. Boyd said some of it, and I said I will be going from the board to ask that we discontinue services.
Are we continually using this product? When's the last time we put our fingers on this product?
We use it off and on. I won't say daily, but weekly.
Uh-huh.
It's not producing what we wanted to produce.
Okay. So we're still using this product off and on, weekly, daily?
Some of it, yes. As far as the GIS system of it, the routing, as far as locating stops, locating addresses, some of that technology we're using.
Okay.
Vice President Brother?
Thank you, Mr. President. So is it my understanding that we can use part of this program that we're using now because we purchased it, we can continue to use what we're using?
Not with what our intents were, Ms. Rose. No, ma'am. And that's why I want, we've compressed and we've reconsolidated routes. Some of the services that we've asked for, as far as how the nightly uploads will eliminate to say, I was telling where the students are, where the students have moved around. We've had some difficulty with technology on that. Some of the mapping programs, technology that we use with ESRI, we've had some difficulties on that. We've contacted, used to, we could contact the technical director at Theon. Now we're having basically put a work order in and wait. We did that this summer, and we had to wait like a month, which by then we had figured it out. And that's some of my concerns that I expressed with my contact at Theon. You know, if it's not getting any better than this, then we're not going to continue to use it. And that's what we've done this year. We've prepared to build our routes ourselves manually. That way, in anticipation of this, we won't be left out in the cold without anything. Because once we discontinue the service, it's a web-based service. We've made hard copies of these routes. That way, Bossier Parish has these routes. Not that they're going away in the wind, if you will. But we've taken measures to do that as well as try to make sure the technology and the services that we requested and required were fulfilled. We can get some of those.
Yeah, and it's kind of my understanding from what I heard tonight was it's a program that's not working for us, and part of that problem is on our end that Illuminate they don't mesh, is what I'm understanding.
And I'm not going to say this can totally silence. You know, it falls back on me as a supervisor. But you know, we had some issues initially with the contract going through the legal rounds, and it was delayed until the end of the summer. We talked about not changing routes mid-year, so we went through that portion of the time. There was attendance zone that changed up, which we had to go back and redo some of that. The technology with what Seon had versus Illuminate didn't match up in some of the areas, which we had to go back in and redo some of that, which that's where we had to go back in and basically hand put students in and match it up. So I'm not going to sit here and say it's all their fault, it's some of my fault.
No, and I'm not saying that, and I understand what Mr. Bullard's saying, but I can see where we would want to go forward with not using this program. Also, the person that we trained, I understand, that was trained for this program left, so we didn't have that person anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
So, you know, I understand, in my opinion, I don't think we're going to get anything else out of them. So I'm just going to vote to go forward.
Well, at some point in time, you can only compress and redistribute your students so much as you grow. And it's something I'm looking forward for next year. If our buses are getting full, you only can compress so many routes. You only can change up so many routes. Now, you can manage them. You can move kids, you know, from one bus to the next and alleviate that. And like I said earlier, we can also have to put more drivers out there, which we will as we grow. That was my initial thing, is to save some of those positions so that we can come back at a later date and add those drivers as we grow, and we are continuing to grow. And I guess that's where my focus will be now, is if we do get out of this contract with Theon, is to make sure that, number one, we have enough drivers out there to transport our kids, and then later on down the line, as Mr. Bullard, Mr. Kelly, another board member said, it's going to be a tough sell. Mr. Cheatham said that it's going to be a tough sell if we come back here and ask for something else. We realize that, but I'm not going to sit here and not say anything and continue going with this contract when we're not getting what we want out of it.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Mr. Barkhouse, could you reread your motion?
I sure can. Mr. President, the committee recommends the board discontinue the Seon bus routing program and staff research issues with outstanding fees that may be due.
You've heard the motion. Please vote. Motion does carry.
We have one item for discussion, discuss buses getting out of neighborhoods and turning around radiuses and those difficulties associated with them when we're picking up children and having that issue. So staff is going to look into that. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Barkhouse. Item 3.03, request approval of trip request. Mr. Smith.
President Lott, these are in order. So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wiggins, Second by, or was that Mr. Cheatham? Motion by Mr. Cheatham, second by Mr. Bullard. Mr. Bullard, please vote.
I like this color, I like that.
Item 3.04, request enter into executive session pursuant to LRS 4217A2 to discuss the status and strategy in the matter entitled Bossier Parish School Board versus Integrity Incorporated, the Newman Archive Partnership Incorporated, Bidco General Insurance Corporation, Mid-Continent Casualty Company Zurich, American Insurance Company, Fisher SIPS LLC, and Certainty Corporation, suit number 148575 on the docket of the 26th Judicial District Court for the Parish of Bossier.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Newman, second by Mr. Wiggins.
Mr. President,
Yes.
can this vote also go for 3.05 as well?
Yes, let me also read 3.05. Request enter in executive session pursuant to LRS 4217A2 to discuss the status and strategy in that matter entitled Bossier Parish School Board versus Louisiana Roofing Contractors LLC, Hartford Fire Insurance Company, Continental Casualty Company, Metalspan LLC, the Newman Archive Partnership Incorporated, and Zurich American Insurance Company of Illinois, suit 148155 on the docket, also the 26th Judicial Court, Judicial District Court for the Parish of Bossier. So the motion was by Mr. Newman, second by Mr. Wiggins. Any discussion? Please vote.